Your Humanities Half Hour is brought to you by the Northern Marianas Humanities Council, navigating the human experience together.
Hafade, Tiro, and welcome to Your Humanities Half Hour. I'm Catherine Perry. The traditional maritime navigation skill of the Marianas is having a bit of a revival right now, and we've talked to many of the leaders and teachers in that movement today. We're talking with the next generation who will hopefully be carrying these traditions forward. Our guests today are Lianalynn and Andrew Roberto. Guys, welcome.
Half a day.
Thank you for having us.
Love your what do you call this?
It's a
hoodie.
rash guard.
Rash
Yeah.
guard. Thank you. You are both involved in navigation, sailing, predominantly with 500 Sails, the nonprofit that's kind of pushing this forward in our community. How did you become interested in learning to sail, learning about the skills of our ancestors? Lianalynn?
So for me, I was a student. It all started when I was a student back in high school, and I took the co-op program, and I kind of went into it not knowing or having an idea of being in a specific job position. And then I got hired by a company, and then I was an assistant there, and then I had 500 Sails reach out to me, and then I remember being so fascinated of what the organization did, and their programs that they offered, and I told myself I want to take the opportunity to join them. And so they took me in as a trainee, and then being there for a while, and then I got introduced into the traditional maritime.
How about you, Andrew? How did you get bitten by this bug?
Man, personally, I've always had like a fascination with the ocean. Right, as an island kid, a lot of us are almost like fish, right? You put us in the lagoon and you have to yell at us to take us out, right? Like me, I'm not coming out until my skin is like soy sauce, right? Like you are not taking me out of the water. And that's just been me my whole life, right? But specifically relative to sailing, I think I would have to go back to this moment in time when I was like in first grade, right? And there was a special day at my elementary school. Our teacher takes us down to the library, and there's this presentation by a person, I can't even recall what his job was. He could have been an anthropologist or an archaeologist or something. But to make his presentation interesting to the kids, he had this beautiful oil painting, and he shows it to us, and I'm fascinated, right? It's an oil painting of what they think laddie era life looked like. And I'm looking at all these things in that oil painting. I'm looking at the laddie house. I'm looking at people weaving. I'm looking at the pottery. But what catches my eye the most and what changes my life forever is this guy. The presenter points to the corner and he says, if you're Chamorro, your ancestors had canoes and they went fast, right? And at 6 years old, that's all I wanted to be, was fast. Like, they fed me a steady diet of aiskeki and high C, so in class, like, I do backflips, right? And when you tell me that the Chamorros had fast canoes, that catches my attention, but it also confuses me because my dad is Chamorro, he's a fisherman. My grandfather, Chamorro, fisherman. Wouldn't we have boats? That makes sense, right? Even a 6-year-old can put that together. And then the presenter tells us, oh, well, Spanish colonialism resulted in the destruction of your sailing culture, your sailing knowledge, right? Like, through the hundreds of years of being colonized, the Chamorro people lost the access to it. And that breaks my little 6-year-old heart. But from that point on, I do a lot to bring myself back to any access to the ocean I can, right? I can recall now, all these years later, wanting to be as close to the ocean as I could. So I would follow my dad fishing. In high school, I joined the VAA team. And what else? When in 2009, I heard about Peter and Emma Perez raising money to build Setlu, the 40-foot canoe that is now in the Sarugtasi 500 sails boatyard. I was like, wow, that's amazing, right? And I just like, with all my heart was wishing, hey, one day can I get on that boat? And when they started the organization here, I knew I had to join. Now, unfortunately, I was in Guam at the time. That's where I lived. I was going to college, and then I eventually started working. But eventually, when I moved back home in like 2018, Peter and the organization and Emma, they had a class called Laladzek, which is a class both of us have taken, and it's where I learned to take care of a 26-foot Chamorro canoe. So, it's always been that's a long way to say it's always been a lifelong interest for me.
Since you for almost 30 years. Lianalynn, what is it about this that interests you? What is the feeling you get being involved in this?
Grateful, excited always. I'm part-time in the office, and so when I'm there, it's like, it's good to be busy, when I'm in the office, but as soon as I reach the beach, I'm able to go on the canoe and have people get on and be able to sail and take them out to the lagoon around Saipan and then back. It's always exciting to me, and I do really enjoy it.
What is it that makes it exciting?
Having like a hands-on, while working on the canoe, you're holding the rope that pulls in the sail. You have the paddle, and you're controlling where, you take the boat and the people that's on it. And yeah, overall, it just makes me always feel excited, very happy to do it.
So Andrew, you've kind of had this inside of you, you said, since you were very young. Now you're furthering your knowledge. What's the feeling there? What do you find that continues to interest you?
Man, well, I mean, the ocean's never the same twice, So when you're out there, it's like giving you something new you've never seen before. And I just want to clarify, my Beyond the Reef experiences, it's fairly, I want to add more hours, more sea hours. I've sailed from Saipan to Tinian under like really calm conditions most of the time. One time we did it in a small craft advisory. You can ask me about that some other time. We did a circumnavigation in our 26-footers, and we camped over in Unai Baput in, what is that, Laulau? Laulau Bay. We were camping there, and then we completed the circumnav. That was really fun. But the feeling is like, wow, this is so fun. This is amazing. Emma Perez calls these the Ferraris of the ocean, and that's what they feel like when they catch wind. Yeah. When they catch the right wind.
They don't, they're jalopy.
No, when they don't catch wind, I hope you have a lot of really good stories. That's why a lot of sailors are good storytellers.
Because you just tell stories?
Yeah, when you're in like one knot of wind, you're going to get to know your crew so well. You're going to know each other so good. So there's never something super. I don't know. I personally love being on these things. You can't get me to say anything bad, right? Like about my experiences sailing. Because even when it's boring, I love it. Even when it's just one knot of wind, I love it. Or when we're going like 20 knots, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes the wind inside the lagoon can really be killer, especially around December. And Liana probably knows this because she's sailing Monday, Wednesday, Friday now at Crown Plaza. So they sail Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and they give community rides. And sometimes on that point of Garapan, you're going to catch crazy wind.
So your longest voyage has been circumnavigating Saipan?
I think so. Just about. That should do it. But you sometimes to sail to Tinian, you don't go straight. Yeah. Sometimes you go out and then.
How about you? What's been your longest sail so far?
From here to Tinian.
And how was it?
It was good. It's my first time being out there, you know, in the open ocean. And when I found out that, you know, they were going to ask me to be on the trip from here to Tinian, I was shocked that they picked me because at that time I recently graduated the La Raza class. And up until now, I'm still learning a lot while sailing, you know. I can't call myself the, like, professional, you know, or
That's good. You have
know.
humility.
yes. So every day I'm still learning, and so yeah, that trip from here to Tinian was great. My first time ever, and it was a lot that I learned.
If I may, you rode on the two 26-footers that were lashed together, right? Correct?
Not that one.
No, you didn't ride on that one. Okay, sorry.
Any scary experiences, or have you ever been afraid? Because a lot of people are afraid of the water, or they're afraid of going beyond the reef. What's been, if any, your scariest experience to date, and what happened? Andrew?
I don't know. Like, I was too busy to be scared.
Working
it's not like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a weird feeling. I love every part of being on that boat. So we did, in fact, sail in what became a small craft advisory. It wasn't a small craft. They didn't declare the small craft until we were already leaving.
Halfway there.
We're already there. We're already heading out. We're not turning around now, you know. So we get out there past the reef, and my wife likes to make fun of me because every time I tell this story, like, the wave gets bigger and bigger. At first, the wave was 10 feet, and then, you know, like a month later, it was 20 feet.
Yeah.
A month later.
So how
Okay.
big were the waves?
I don't know. I wasn't out there with the measuring stick, you know. They were big in the middle of the channel.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun. Was it scary? I was too busy to be scared.
Oh. How about you? You ever been scared on the water?
No, I wouldn't say. Like, growing up, you know, yes, we're surrounded. Our island is surrounded by water. I always loved swimming. But see, even when they told me that I would be one of the crew members to sail from here to Tinian, I don't know, I wasn't scared. I was more excited and very grateful for the opportunity, you know, to be on board. And there were times when we were sailing where it felt like the luta, which is the small part that connects to the hull of the canoe.
The outrigger.
Yes, the outrigger. And it would go up because the wind is so strong, and also the waves are, like, pretty big, at least for me. And that day it was pretty calm, but I wouldn't say I got scared, but I was kind of, like, aware, you know, like, what would happen if anything happens? What would happen if the canoe would flip? You know, what am I gonna do? I can't really be scared in that moment, you know. I gotta be more, like, hands-on and be prepared. But yeah, I wouldn't say I was scared during that trip.
Prepared.
Yes.
It's, I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's like, like you're in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, and maybe it was because because I've sailed with, you know, master navigators, so you trust them and you know your crew, right? Like, you get to know these people. You can't graduate Lalodzec without first going on practice sails. So you know your boat, you know yourself, you know your people.
I would agree with you. Like, as long as I see the captain or the navigator is calm, I'm okay. Now, if I see them nervous, then maybe I'm going to get stirred. But as long as they're okay, I'm okay.
And it's not to say that there's no thrilling things out there, you know. It's crazy. When we were doing the circumnav, first off, when we were leaving Lau Lau, right, it's some of the best sailing I've ever done in my life. It's so amazingly beautiful. It's like what you picture when MVA has these wonderful photos that it's that, but you're the one you're the one there, right? Yeah, right. Like you're sailing through, and there's no friction, or there's barely any friction as compared to, like, the lagoon, right? Because you can feel that there's a difference. It's just you have hundreds of feet of water underneath you, so your canoe is cutting through the waves. That's going through most of Lau Lau. Once we came towards Naftan, I understood why You call that place Naftan. Naftan means grave. Like, I understand. Like, you feel like you're...
You feel the ocean.
Yeah,
change.
like it's bouncing off of the cliff and going back. And then from the east, there's nothing to stop the wind. So you can really hear it howling. And it, you know what I'm saying? And this was regular conditions. These were normal conditions for that area. It was the first time I had seen that kind of thing.
No wonder the ancient Chamorros were such prolific sailors.
You know?
You know, they had the Galaiti, the fastest boat that the Europeans had ever seen, right?
They were doing it from the time they're kids. So to them, there's probably another day at the office, right? Whereas for me, it's the first time I had encountered that. So I was like, whoa, like I was amazed at what the conditions were like. But it was cool.
All right, well, when we come back, I'm going to put you guys to the test. No, not really. I'm going to ask you to share a little bit of knowledge of what you've learned from some of the navigators and master. Cool?
Cool.
All right. We will be back after this break.
Looking for resources about Marianas history, culture, and more? Well, check out the Northern Marianas Humanities Council's collection. Our extensive video, audio, and photographic library can be found on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram at 670 Humanities. Or check out the written resources on our website at nmhcouncil.org. And for those who prefer a good book, we also have a selection of local publications for purchase. So, dive in, explore, and share your comments as we navigate the human experience together.
Welcome back. We're chatting today with Lianalynn and Andrew Roberto about their experience learning about traditional navigation and sailing here in the Marianas. Guys, I understand you both completed a few-week course that's being offered by Northern Marianas College, kind of like an intro to traditional navigation.
Yeah, it's a program that I believe is administered with the Community Development Institute there. So they, in partnership with 500 Sails, offer the course, and they invite community members to have the opportunity to learn straight from a master navigator.
Who was your teacher or teachers for the class?
That would be Master Navigator Mara Benito.
Okay.
And also she wasn't really like an instructor, but she was more of like a mentor. Andrea Carr. She's been taking the course over the past few years. So when I took my first class with Uncle Mario, she was there and she had taken the class way before. So she would also like be the one to share some knowledge with the class, but mainly, yes, Uncle Mario.
How many people were in your class?
So for the class I took, it was the very first, I guess you could say, module.
Yeah.
It was about 10 to 15 people. I don't recall.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It was about a dozen people, I would say.
They probably have a limit. Or
Yes.
Okay.
Like how many can sign up. It's under 20 for sure.
So the nice thing is they're continuing to offer the class, which is so exciting for people who are interested. I wanted to ask, they say the mark of knowing that you've really learned something is to be able to teach somebody else. So I was wondering if you could share something that you learned in the class with us and kind of give us an intro to the intro on traditional navigation.
So one thing I just want to caveat, right, is that knowledge in Micronesia is like proprietary, right? Like even as I share it, I have to say I don't own this knowledge, right? Like I think that's part of the things you pick up sailing is that you also pick up sailing culture, right? So this knowledge is not mine. I hope I'm not getting in trouble by sharing what I have, but this has already been shared by others. I have a very well-loved document. It looks bad. Okay, it's on camera.
Somebody loved their notes
I
in
used
this class.
it. I used it a bunch. You could tell I was studying, right? Because it looks bad. But
what is it?
So this is just a tool to help us remember what the star compass was, or what the star compass is, like when Uncle Mario would learn this, or when anyone in like Polowat or Sarawak learns, they don't have the paper. What they do is they take somebody into the canoe house, and they have like they can use shells, they can use rocks, and they'll create the star compass for them to use. But in our class with NMC CDI, they did have rocks and shells that they did use in position. But for me to take home and learn, I had this document, right? So it refers to the different stars that you can use as you navigate, and the compass is oriented to the east, right? It's not oriented to the north.
Up top.
Rising,
Yeah.
right? Because you're looking at the stars as they rise, and you're paying attention to the stars as they fall. And we didn't even begin the class with stars. We actually began the class with moon phase, right?
Which I think Lianalynn is going to talk about a little bit.
Definitely.
I know one of the things that that they do when you're learning the star compass is to say everything in order.
Yes, and that's what we did. So tan means rising. So we started at tan mailap, tan payer, tan elio, tan harbo, tan tumur, tan maharu, tan up, tan matsemea, wene up, and then already now you're starting to set. So this is the rising, right? And Uncle Mario.
Continue.
Oh, so.
Because you got to say it.
Okay.
Finish it.
Tolon matsemelito, tolon up, tolon maharu, tolon tumur, tolon harpo, tolon elio, tolon payer, tolon mailap. So those they have. Thank you. I butchered it. I am not pronouncing it the way it should be.
You're pretty close.
I'm trying. Definitely, I need the module 2. So
Yeah.
NMC, CDI, you know. So anyway, that's only one portion of it, right? And but yeah, that's one of the things we learned. But that's after we had already done moon phase first. But I was itchy. I wanted the stars. You know, I wanted to get straight to the stars.
What is this about the moon phase? What did you guys learn about the moon phase?
So this was very new to me. You know, I kind of like growing up, I guess you could say, took it for granted. Like I always look up at the moon thinking it's really nice and all, but never knew that you could use it to navigate. And so what I learned was that in every moon phase, you can tell what stars would rise up, right? Or what stars would set. Or you could look at the moon phase and you could also tell how the tide is going to be. If it's going to be high tide in the morning or low tide later in the evening. And so that's one of the key things that I've learned using the moon phase to tell you like how the tide is going to be before you go and sail.
Every day of the moon phase, which is 28 days,
Yeah.
there's a particular name for that
Yeah.
moon. It's like 28 phases or 28 days every. It's not like Western, which is the first quarter moon, second quarter moon, third. I can't even remember.
Yeah, that is
new moon,
that is,
full
by the
moon.
way,
Yeah,
an adjustment.
there's 28 actually days. So with this knowledge and other knowledge you picked up in your experience, do you look at the night sky or nature differently in your everyday life? And if so, how? Like, do you notice things more or more attuned to things?
Yeah, definitely. Before, like I said before, growing up, I kind of took it for granted, you know, like, oh wow, the sky is nice and all. But now, after taking the class, it's more of looking at it and appreciating like the stars that we have around us and how people, you know, like our ancestors even, they used it to navigate around from island to island or voyaging, and it's very interesting to me. So, yes.
I mean, it definitely opens up your eyes to what's around you, you know, and what you're able to use, especially particular to us, right? We want to sail. I think Liana, you know, and I both want to be sailors for the rest of our lives. And so it helps to have that, right? Which is what I was hoping to get out of the class. I knew, right, going in that this would be an introductory course. And even so, an introductory to the introductory course, right? Like, you know, Uncle Mario and navigators, they have their whole life and upbringing to get them to the point where they can navigate. It starts as they're very young. So I had my real, I was real, right, about what I'm gonna get out of this thing, which is to better appreciate sailing, which is better to appreciate the natural world, and that's what it did for me. It made me also appreciate just Pacific culture, right? Like, our ancestors had that ability to look out into the night sky and use it as a map, right? They had the ability to look at the moon and use it as a thermometer or a barometer or whatever it is that they used. So it just helped me become even more amazed at what our ancestors were all able to do.
Do you feel this experience you're having has impacted you as a person? And if so, how? Go ahead.
I can try that. Do I feel like it's impacted me as a person? You know, it brought me in front of several like-minded people, right? Like, I wanted to be around people who want to better their knowledge of their Pacific roots, and it definitely gave me even more of a network there. It only reaffirms my commitment to sailing. It only reaffirms my hope that my kids can pick this up. I have 3 kids. The 2 older ones love to sail, and so the hope is that when they're older, they want to try to just be close to this thing as well.
Beautiful.
Sorry, I kind of like took a long pause there, but yes, I'd say it impacted my life. Now I'm still learning along the way. I've gained this knowledge and I'm very grateful for it. But like Andrew said, you know, we hope that we can pass this on to the future generations, and that's also my hope, to be able to teach not certain parts, hopefully all the knowledge that I have learned, even to my siblings. You know, I'm the oldest amongst my siblings, so I'm still learning, but hopefully along the way I'm able to teach my younger siblings, you know, that these are very sacred, valuable knowledge that you can take as a person and use it even as in your daily lives, and eventually also learn how to sell.
I love the fact that you're here as the next generation learning these skills, and you're already thinking about the generation coming after you. That's so beautiful. Any final thoughts before we go?
Yeah, definitely. If you get the chance to take a class with 500 Sails or NMC CDI, if you get the chance, and it doesn't have to be necessarily be through sailing, though I love it, you definitely got to take the chances to tap into Pacific indigenous knowledge. Take it when you get the chance, especially if you are a Pacific Islander, right? There have always been forces that try to clamp down on being indigenous in so many ways. And if you get the chance to do the things that your ancestors did, you'll feel like, I don't know, for me, it's like my DNA remembered this stuff, right? I'll tell a story about coming in after a sail, after that real hard sail from Saipan to Tinian. I got off the boat, and the minute my foot touched the sand, I felt a rush like I've never felt before. And it honestly felt like the DNA remembered. My DNA was made to do this. And I think that Pacific people, we were made to weave baskets. We were made to carve jewelry. We were made to be the things that our ancestors did. And those knowledges are valid. They're important. And if you get the chance, you should take it up, especially if you get the chance to talk to a master in that field. And at the NMC CDI course, you have a navigator in front of you who you can ask direct questions to. And, you know, Uncle Mario's level of knowledge is amazing, and what he's able to teach you is incredible. It was an honor, it was a privilege. I'm very grateful for that.
I'd say the same. I'm very grateful as well, to be able to take the class. And yeah, when you get the chance to, when the class opens, take it. Register early. I hear that the most recent class that's going to be available this September is already filled up. And so, yes, I really do encourage everyone out there to join in on the class. You're going to learn a lot. Yeah, you're going to learn a lot from the Master Navigator. And like Andrew said, you can ask questions and yeah.
And connect.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you both for your time and also for taking up, I don't want to say the torch because we're talking about water, but opening your sail to receive the wind.
Raising the sail.
With this knowledge. Yeah. Wish you guys both the best on your continuing
Come
voyage.
sail with us when you get the chance.
Yes, I will. Our guests today have been Andrew Roberto and Lianalynn Muña, sharing about their personal journey in learning about the indigenous maritime traditions of the Marianas. This has been your Humanities Half Hour. I'm Catherine Perry.
Your Humanities Half Hour has been made possible in part by a major grant from the National Endowment for the Humanities. Democracy demands wisdom. Any views, findings, conclusions, or recommendations expressed in this program do not necessarily represent those of the National Endowment for the Humanities. For more information or to share your thoughts, contact the Northern Marianas Humanities Council at nmhcouncil.org or on social media at 670 Humanities. That's 670 Humanities.